So, all right, beyond the game, this episode is called The Rising Stars in Women's Lacrosse, because that's who you are, all right? So that's why we called that the episode. And this is all about the girls' lacrosse game and what's happening right now. And it's kind of historic in my opinion. And same thing, my dad would say the same, because it is absolutely exploding, the girls' game at the youth level. There's programs popping up all over the place at the college level, which we can talk about that impact in our experience and maybe what you think as well, talking to some friends, going to some cool spots, and especially going out to Stanford, which is pretty neat. And yeah, we want to talk about why it's okay and why girls should be looking up to you as not just lacrosse players, but as leaders. So I think that's a big part of our episode tonight. So we're going to get into all that. But Frank, can we just roll the intro if that's cool, and then we'll get after it. All right, we're live again. We are back. And Katie, about your sandwich order again. What was the go-to, the classic?
Classic, honey turkey, lettuce, honey mustard, maybe. Depends what the day is.
How is their honey mustard at Legio's? Because there's
Very
like
good.
honey. Do you like it more like honey or more like mustardy?
I don't know. I don't want it. I think more on the honey side. I like
Yeah,
it sweet,
I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
With the little little seeds in there.
Yes, yeah, of course.
Belle, talk to us. Go and make sure it's in the mic. What's your go-to sandwich order?
Go-to sandwich. I'm very simple eater. We've got turkey, salami, lettuce on a roll, no condiments.
What's the place?
Goldberg's Deli?
Is it Goldberg's? Is it at Goldberg's?
We've got Goldberg's in West Hampton. We've got our Katie Deli. Everyone go.
Hurricane Deli. Now that's not the same as like Hurricane Bar and Grill.
Completely different.
That's more of like a chain. Okay, gotcha.
Okay.
Casey.
I gotta say probably the BLT. You know.
Homemade?
Where'd you
sounds
get-
like
Where's your
homemade.
go-to place?
Well, no, the thing, I don't like tomatoes, so we take the tomatoes off, so it's really just like bacon and lettuce but sometimes I get grilled chicken too, you know, and with some ranch dressing.
Gotcha.
And honestly, anywhere.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Do you have is that pre-game meal? Is that your meal? Like you gotta have it like
No,
sandwich you like, or you have a certain thing?
pre-game, I always have my little Sour Patch Kids, the watermelon ones. Like, I have to have sugar or chocolate or something
So
before
something light, not too much.
Yeah.
Bag of goldfish.
Make sure you talk in the mic. Sorry.
A nice little bag of goldfish.
My go-to is peanut butter and banana on toast. And at halftime, I love some Skittles. Love me some green Skittles.
Halftime would have to be oranges.
Throwback.
That is throwback from like when you're little.
Oh wait.
Did you play football as a kid, Belle? Were you on the?
I remember that when my brother used to play like little pee-wee football.
Yep.
Like all the moms would bring over like coolers of oranges. Yeah, no. But I'm more like when I play, I need like the sweets, like mid-game or something like that.
Awesome.
I want to find out from you three ladies, for those that don't know it, the USA Under-19 team just went out to Palo Alto, California, right? You went to Stanford, I believe? And I've been there, and I was there when I was like 14 years old, and I thought it was one of the most beautiful places I've ever been. Take us through when you got out there, what you were thinking, what was going through your head.
Well, for me, first of all, the weather was so nice. Yeah, so nice, like hopping off the plane, warm weather, sunny. The campus was beautiful, obviously. Yeah, it was just a great experience overall with everything. I mean, we were all like a little nervous for like the tryouts and everything, but it was so cool. Like everything else like took your mind off of it. Like I've never been to California, so that was a huge experience for me, like in itself, California. Yeah. And then the lacrosse just made it even better.
I find it so neat that for those who don't know, there was a tryout. There's 30 players left to make the U19 USA team, and you're trying out for the last, I guess, 23 spots or whatever. And you know they even whittle it down a little more before you go play in the games to 18. But yeah, which is tough, which is like whatever. But anyway, that's not even the point. The point is the fact that they did the tryout out in California. So like 4 years ago, right? They do this every 4 years. They would never think to go to California to showcase the best female athletes, right? And now they're going to where the game is, you know, not where it is on Long Island, but it's getting there. And I think for you, talk about that experience. Like, were there girls out there that were younger that were maybe watching the game that were like, hey, like, who are you? Can I have your autograph? Like, what type of experience was it like that from like a fan perspective?
Yeah. So out in California, there were a lot of girls, like young girls watching us, wanting autographs at the end. And for me, I think it was a really cool experience because the game is growing. Even 4 years ago, it was completely different, like you said. So to be out in California and to see that many, like so many fans, especially like the young kids out there that are just as involved in the sport as like Long Island, Maryland, like the game is just growing. Yeah. And like to be a part of that and to be a role model in that situation is just like such a cool experience.
Was it the first time you've ever signed an autograph?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
So weird.
It was pretty cool. My hand was like shaking a little bit.
Were you writing on paper? What were you writing on?
Like a roster book. Yeah. Yeah.
Isn't that cool? Did they like sit you at a table, or were you like they coming up to you?
They'd like come up to the field when we were coming off, so it's pretty cool.
That's awesome. Yeah. And how many kids were there? Like, did it feel like it was a nice crowd, or?
Yeah, there was all ages. I mean, I remember mom came up to me and was like, please, like, sign. I mean, unbelievable. I mean, everyone was so nice, so welcoming, and it is, what Belle said, really cool to see the game growing, you know, going throughout, not just on Long Island, but everywhere, and really seeing these kids being so intrigued in the game and just really, like, interested in it more.
There's a young lady, a Bayport girl that's going to Stanford, right?
Yes.
Ailish
Kelly. Yep, Ailish.
Yeah,
shout out to my girl.
She's a really good player.
She plays with you, right? Like,
yep, she does.
She plays on your legacy
She
team,
does.
right?
Amazing player. Yeah, really good. Yeah, Under Armour. Yep.
Yeah.
That is very cool, though.
Yeah, it is.
Like, I think, I mean, obviously.
So do you ever talk to her about, like, hey, like, why are you going to Stanford? I mean, it seems obvious, but, like, you know, you guys didn't choose Stanford. You picked schools for different reasons.
Yeah.
Like, why are players going to more, like, non-traditional programs or programs that maybe newer?
Yeah, I definitely I mean, it's gorgeous out there. The campus is unbelievable. Everything about it. Palm trees, weather, everything is great. It's definitely not what we have here. But, yeah, no, definitely everything. They have everything out there. And really just, you know, she loved it. I know, but it was, yeah. It's good.
Now tell everybody where you guys are going. I mean, we know.
So I'm going to Duke.
I'm going to be playing at Boston College.
And next year I'm going to University of Notre Dame.
So for those of you guys out there that don't know, Case is a senior, and the other two young ladies are juniors. So, which is pretty cool, and 3 great programs and great schools. And I thought that Belle was going to say, I'm taking my talents to Chestnut Hill. You know the way the football players do that?
Yeah.
I think we should start, like the girls, lacrosse players, we'll do like on our show, we'll have them reveal.
Oh, yeah.
We'll have the hats.
Yeah.
We'll do that.
Take off the shirt.
Yeah. Have a different shirt on.
Yeah.
Right? And don't tell the coaches.
Yeah.
Let the coaches watch.
Or get like 5 different colleges. Like,
That's it.
Choose it, yeah.
Choose the one you want.
And don't sign the NLI until and have them all with you. 75 of them.
Yes.
The game's coming. It's coming to be like this.
No doubt. Where'd you get that shirt, by the way? That USA shirt?
I got this at the convention when we were working the convention a couple years ago.
Okay.
And I wore it tonight because of these young ladies.
What is it like for you to wear that shirt? Like that was given to you, that shirt, because you earned your spot to be on the top 30 team. What's it like to wear that shirt?
It's really humbling, and it's like such an honor to be able to wear like the USA shirt. I know I've always, when I was younger, like it was my dream to be on the USA team with everything, and I used to get all these T-shirts and just never imagined this is actually like my apparel now, like what I'm wearing to play, and it's just a humbling experience.
Yeah, and also with that, like when you wear something like this, you want to wear it with pride, and like you said, it's humbling. Like this is something I've dreamed of since I was a little kid, so to be a part of it, it's really, like it's so cliche to say life-changing, but it is. You really don't really have any words to describe it, so it's really cool experience.
Yeah, just like what they said, it's one of a kind. I mean, you only have so many chances at this game, and you only have so long. So I think really representing our country is an amazing thing. When we were younger, you know, we see Kayla Train and Michelle Tumlo, all these amazing players, and you just strive to be like them and just want to be like them and play like them. And I think wearing this jersey, it's really, it's one of a kind. It's amazing.
It's an amazing honor, and to think that, just to mention, there's another young lady who's still in high school who couldn't be here tonight from West Babylon, Hannah Heller, who's also a senior, right? Yeah. She's going to UMass?
Yeah.
Right, and then there's 2 other girls from Long Island that are in college. Palermo, who's from Seaford, who went to St. Anne's, and Murphy, who's from Wantor, who goes to UMass also, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Pretty
cool. So if you, there's 6 girls from Long Island out of the 30?
Yeah.
So 20% of the best 30 plays.
Should be like 50.
We won't get into it, but we can get into that. But I do have a question about that, and because when Corey did the U19 thing, they had it with you could apply, and then they told you if you could try out. Is that how you guys did it?
Yes.
So you apply.
I'm pretty sure 500 apply, and then 120
20?
get picked.
And where were the tryouts?
The lacrosse headquarters, the U.S.
Oh,
headquarters
cool.
in Maryland, yeah.
That must have been cool.
It was so cool.
Was it
It
stressful?
wasn't just cool. It was so cool.
It was a long couple days,
Yeah.
very long, and very stressful too. But it was fun at the same time because we were all together.
Yeah.
We had like the sport of Long Island girls, and we definitely know other people from all over, just from playing them, you know, being with them, competing with them, and that was really cool, like seeing them in person and stuff like that. And it was like we all cheered each other on, which is really nice.
With that, like, yes, it's stressful. You know you're going into this tryout with 110 girls who are absolutely amazing players, and you're like, can I compete at this level? Like, can I show what I can do? And with that, like, yes, it was stressful, but it was so fun. Like, to be able to play with, like, that many good players, not even good, like, great. Like, everyone was so about that tryout. I was saying when I got home, I was like, that was the hardest tryout I've ever been to. Those girls were unreal, and when you get to play at that level, like, I feel like your like game almost enhances because the girls you're playing against, like, they make you look good, you know. So it was a really cool experience.
Who's coaching the team?
Kelly Monte-Hiller.
She's the head coach.
Yes.
Who are the assistants?
Brooke Matthews, right from she coaches at high school. She used to coach at Penn State.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then
Coach Frank, she's from Colorado, and then Coach McMahon, she's UMass. Yep.
The head coach at UMass?
Yep.
Yep.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
A lot of other Long Island girls at the tryout? Were there other?
Oh yeah, there was tons. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yep.
A lot of girls obviously you knew and played
Yeah.
against and stuff like that?
Yes.
That's cool. Yeah.
because we like know everyone else at the tryout. Either you're playing against some of your travel teams and
Sure.
like
Yeah.
your biggest rivals. Like you see the girl and like you never really talk to them when you're playing against
Right.
them. And you kind of just like have that connection on the field, like, oh, you're the girl that I always mark up on. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it was
Like
so
you're the
cool.
Steps girl.
Yeah.
You're the M&D girl.
Yeah, you're the M&D girl.
You're the Skywalker girl.
Yep, that's literally what happened.
That's
It was
cool.
So cool. Yeah, so many relationships.
Have you built a lot of friendships?
So, oh my God, we're so close with the Massachusetts girls now. We're like, I know a couple of them because I'm going to college with Madison or her, and I don't know if you ever heard.
No.
She made the team, right? She's in the top 23.
And with that, like, you build relationships. Our team, I feel like it wasn't even a tryout. Like, we were all just having so much fun, like, playing together that you just, like, create, like, 20 more friends. And that's just such a cool experience.
I saw in the clip that you scored that ridiculous behind the back goal. Was that you that flew through the air to like hug Bella? Because that was part of the clip. When I I think I tagged you and I was like, I think that's Kasey flying through the air.
I was so excited.
Yeah.
I was more excited. She has such a great back.
I mean, that's what it's all about, you know. It's cool. You can see that it's not just about, you know, yourself. It's about celebrating each other's
Not
successes.
only excitement,
Yeah.
excitement for each other, which is, like, so cool.
Yeah. I think I don't have that clip right now on because I sent it to Frank too late, but I'm going to repost that later. Follow us on Instagram at FLGLax. We're posting highlights. Now, I couldn't find your highlights. Where's your highlight video? Why don't you have one?
I have a highlight.
You got to talk to me. Why do you not have a highlight video?
Because she committed in 3rd grade. No, because you committed early. Right?
But like,
Yeah, I committed in kindergarten.
this is for the people, Choma, for the people, like our lacrosse fans. We want to see you.
Just send them to me. I'll make it.
Yeah, we'll
I'll
make it
make
for you. We got people.
Yeah, I guess I just never made them because I did commit so early. that-
Send us all your clips. We'll put it together because we want to promote it. I mean, it's funny. Like in the Long Island Lacrosse Journal, like we've told you girls, just Katie wasn't in our office, but the reason we're doing it is not just for the greatness of what's sitting in front of us, but for the next group, for the 21s and 22s. So their videos will be in there so that a coach from Colorado, you talk about, was it Frank? Was that the name? Coach Frank? Is that the last name? Coach Frank? Like, she can't get here and watch these kids, but she might say, wow, oh, you like to ski? Why don't you come out to Boulder? You know what I mean? And then they can recruit her. And that's one of the big reasons. So that'll be great. And I mean, obviously we got, we have Katie's.
Yeah, Katie's. Your highlight video is sick. We post again on Instagram at FLG Labs.
That's because she has an older brother and she knew the value of a highlight film.
Yes, but what she was doing in the video, I can't credit your brother just because I've never seen someone play it. She threw a behind the back fake. A girl literally turned around and then she turned the corner and scored. I was like, that's ridiculous. How do you do that?
So we saw her play last year. You were scrimmaging. I think you were scrimmaging Northport.
Yeah.
And we went to that scrimmage, and I had never seen you play. And when he was in college at Penn, the girls team went to 3 out of 4 Final Fours. They were really good. And they were playing Northwestern. Northwestern was ridiculous back then. And they're still really good, but they were like national champs then. And Christina Dowd was the attackman. Do you remember her? She's now the assistant in North Carolina. You remind me of her. You have stick skills like you're playing with a boy's stick. Is that because you grew up playing with your brother, or did that have anything to do with it?
Yeah, so I was at a young age. I was into everything else like but lacrosse. And in kindergarten, my brother, we were playing in the backyard. I was playing soccer. I wasn't really too big into lacrosse when I was younger. And he handed me the stick, and I was like a little 6-year-old, and he was like, "You're hopping in cage." And I looked at him. I was like, "No way, you're making me do this right now." He's like, "Yeah, get in." So I'm like this big. He throws me in. He's shooting at me like 9 miles an hour. I had no idea what's coming at me. And then ever since then, I just worked, kept going on the wall with him, and he just taught me how to play, kind of. So yeah, shout out to Steven.
Steven, we'll be coming for you.
Steven,
Daddy Franklin and Marshall, baby.
No, it's funny because Belle's got 2 older sisters.
Yep.
So they've been a big influence on you, I imagine.
Yeah, so my 2 older sisters played lacrosse when they were little, and that's kind of what got me into it. And they both played in college, and yeah.
What about your moms? Big supporters of you guys, or not
Huge
as much?
supporters. That family.
You know, it's funny. I'll tell you what I tell every young man or young woman when they call us and they say, "Hey, coach, I just committed to whatever the name of the school is." I said, "Did you give your mom and dad a hug?" And they're like,
I cried a little to my parents.
but I'm like, do you guys realize that your successes are just an extension of your parents?
Yeah.
Exactly. Like we got to meet your 3 moms tonight. They're amazing women. I'm sure your pops.
We're actually bringing them on the College Road Tour, right?
Yes. Well, one of them might be there because they would be at the game, which would be kind of cool. Now, do you have older siblings?
Yes, I do. I have an older brother. He used to play volleyball in high school. He's never really into sports where he's really.
What got you in? Was it Becky?
Honestly, when I was younger, I really didn't even want to play lacrosse, actually. So I played in kindergarten, I tried it, and I was like, okay. And then I went to this one practice one time, and this girl scared me so much. Dana Martinetta, I don't know if you know her, she used to be my goalie.
Yeah.
But she scared me so much, right? So I quit. I didn't play anymore. I quit
How
a
old were
year.
you?
I was, first grade. I didn't play in first grade.
You gave it up in first grade?
Yeah, so I gave it up in first grade, and I think it's huge for any younger girl watching this too to know that like don't give up, don't be intimidated, because this game's getting so much more stronger or powerful, more people are gonna play, so it's gonna be more intense. But yeah, so I ended up quitting, and then one time my friend was like, just come do this clinic with us. I'm like, okay. I'm in 2nd grade, and I go, I'm like, Mom, I love it. And so ever since then.
Why do you think you loved it? Was there somebody coaching you that made you love it?
At the time, Becky wasn't my coach. No, she was only my coach when I was older.
Right.
And obviously, she made me love the game even more. She's a great coach.
Great intensity.
Yeah, she's the best.
Awesome.
Yeah, awesome. She's been my coach, since 7th grade now, in my senior year, which is crazy. It's gonna be sad, but yeah, great coach and just some good memories. But yeah, and so that's really why I quit, because I was intimidated, came back, and I actually with my mom. What me and my mom would always do is go in the bus stop before school every single day, and my mom would get a baseball glove because she couldn't catch it with a stick. She didn't know how to do it.
That's awesome.
To this day, she's still working on it, but she'd always put on a baseball glove and have a catch with me every day before I got on the bus, and then we just got into a routine like that, and yeah, but then I actually in 6th grade I thought I was gonna play softball in high school instead of lacrosse. I know.
At ESM? Isn't it like a religion in your town?
Yeah, our softball was actually pretty good. The year we
ESM
won
softball's
states.
good?
Yeah.
The year we won states, they also went to states. But anyways, it
pretty
took
legit.
me. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Wow.
It was a cool experience, for both of us teams. To
Tells
go
you
up
tells
there.
you the quality of the female athlete in your school.
Yeah. But yeah. But then thank God I chose lacrosse.
Well, look where it's bringing you guys.
Yeah.
ND, BC, and Duke.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about they picked Kasey and Belle to be on the top 23. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Katie, why? We'll talk about that later. I understand they didn't select you, but listen, I think it's important to talk about this a little bit because the experience that you had out in Stanford is something that no one could ever take away from you or any of you. It's also understand, and to go back a little bit, he talked about how I tried out for the USA team. I got cut initially in the 120, And then I played my freshman year of college, and then someone got hurt on the USA team. I ended up playing in a scrimmage against USA. I played well, and they pulled me up to be an alternate. So it kind of tells you, yeah, so like you never know. And that's why it's important to understand that, like, regardless if it's the USA team or a team that you get cut from when you're younger, you know, if you really do love something, like Kasey was saying, like, you should just keep playing, keep working, because you never know what opportunities are going to present themselves. But I think
the unfortunate part that people don't realize, and this is part of why we started this show, and it's called Beyond the Game, because what you guys go through every day to get and be as good as you are, there's going to come a time 10 years from now, and you're working at a job, whatever the job is, and you're going to have that crunch time where you have when you're down one and they're shutting you off at West Bab, and you know you got to do something. All of that is what's going to help you through life. So like what we want to do, and Corey and I, we talk about this endlessly, is we want to get all these young girls on Long Island to see how wonderful you guys are and all these other people are that are doing what you guys do, and start getting them out to the games.
just watch.
And see these role models. I know the Brains for Gains thing's an awesome event that Cold Spring Harbor has. We want to get we're going to email, we're going to put it in the magazine. We're going to blast it out to everybody. It is, it's great. And forget all the greatness on Long Island. It's got Darien, Ridgewood, Suffern. Yeah, I mean, it's got unbelievable, like these two Darien girls, I mean, they're like 6'2". One was going to Virginia, one was going to Navy. I mean, they were ridiculous. Like, our girls on Long Island should see that. They should go to a St. Anthony's Sacred Heart game and see that. I mean, I was so impressed with those two teams. I mean, last year I got to see you guys play in the game that was at Sacred Heart. I think you won that one.
Yeah, we did win that
And
one.
then you lost the championship, right? I'm not rubbing it in. I'm not rubbing it in.
Yes, we did lose the championship. That was alright though.
We don't have to talk about
We'll
that.
get it. We'll get it this year. It's alright.
You'll get over it.
Yeah,
You'll get over it.
we'll get it. Yeah, a little bump in the road, but that's alright.
So we have a couple shrinking games of the week. Are we releasing those right now, or are we going to wait till the magazine?
Well, let's just talk, since these three girls are here, we can talk about their teams.
Yeah.
Okay, so what we do, I don't know if you guys know this, is we have one game a week, and we call it the String King Game of the Week. String King, as you probably know, that company is a sponsor, and we cover the game, and we're going to highlight it on our Beyond the Game show. But let me just think of Choma. ESM is playing West Babylon. That's the String King Game of the Week. Do you think that's a good game?
Oh, the biggest game, I think. At least in our season, it's definitely going to be our hardest competition because they have such good athletes. Like, even they're so athletic that it's so hard. Yeah, like Hannah Heller, obviously on the team, Emily Heller. They're such great girls.
The Downey girl?
Downey,
is
yeah.
stud.
They're just so athletic and fast and scrappy. That's what makes them so good because they're great lacrosse players too, but what puts them over the edge is how scrappy they are and athletic, and they'll always go for that ball. You always know it's going to be a close game because they put in so much work anytime we play them.
Are you going to be a coach one day? It's hearing you talk, I'm like ready to go out and
Maybe she should coach your 1-year-old.
I would
Oh my
absolutely.
God, I would love that. I love little kids.
I'll pay whatever you need, private lessons. I'm definitely doing that.
He's going to pay for Notre Dame.
Hopefully she
So,
gets
Belle,
it.
what games do you think we should cover? I mean, I know which game we're covering, but
Yeah,
I want you
we'll
to.
tell you after.
All right, you think, guess.
What game should the String King Game of the Week be? West Hampton, Mount Sinai.
That's it.
I was gonna say Bayport.
That's a good one too. It was a coin flip.
Bayport beat us in the regular season, and then we beat them in semis in overtime.
Yes. Big upset.
Yes.
Big upset.
Big
At least.
Yeah. Yeah, Holly, my cousin Holly, also go to Boston College with me. She scored that overtime.
Yes, we met her.
Yes.
Love
That was
Holly.
great.
And then Mount Sinai, you guys said, they beat us by 2 in counties last year. So I think both games are going to be awesome.
So we're going to reveal. We're going to be covering. I'm going to tell you the title of the game, and then you'll tell us who she's playing. Ready?
The title of the game: Hurricane Al.
Oh, Mount Sinai.
That's a good one.
You like it?
I like that one.
Hurricane Al?
Hurricane Al.
Yours is an easy one. Only because
Yeah, Sacred Heart, I'd have to say.
Yeah, it's
Definitely our biggest
Do you get up for
competition.
that game? Like, do you get excited?
Oh, that's
Yeah.
like our in-league game, so that's our biggest competitors, and Sacred Heart is amazing. They have an amazing team, amazing coaches, so that's definitely, we get hyped for that game. That's a big one for us.
I got to tell you something.
That's a must.
I've never been to Sacred Heart before I saw your
Yep.
game last year, the one you guys won.
Yep.
Beautiful school.
Oh,
nice.
gorgeous, yeah.
Beautiful school. And the coach, Morgan,
Yes.
her brothers I coached when they were little.
Oh, really? That's so funny.
So it was like,
Small world.
and she's intense.
Yeah.
She's an awesome coach.
Yeah, amazing, yeah.
I was really impressed with her.
Yeah.
Very impressed with her. I think that's going to be the game.
That's going to be a good
April
game.
25th. I even know when
Yep.
it is. And it's at St. Anthony's because you just told me.
You know?
You play West Babylon.
Check dates.
The first game we're doing, the first drinking game, is yours on March 26th. March 26th at Mount Sinai, I believe. Yep.
Yeah.
It goes by where you're seated. That's how it works. Yeah, that's how they work it. They don't switch it. Like my thinking, they should switch it every year, but they don't do it that way. Little inside word on how they. I don't know why they do it that way. Like if you're the 1 seed, you play. If you're the 1 seed, you play a 2 seed home. But if you played them there last year, you'd like to flip flop because you're playing every year. Why don't we bring you girls into the coaches meeting, which is in a couple weeks, and voice your feelings as players? What do you think, Cor?
Yeah, let's do it.
Right?
Also, if you guys have questions for our ladies, you feel free to ask. Yes, Lori.
I'm sure that most of these people are friends, but I'm just going to give you a little shout out at who's watching you, who's giving you girls. All right, so you're ready? I'm going to roll off a bunch of names right now. So first we're going to say, these are just people who've given you just shout outs since you guys have been on. It's Lisa Desimone. Is she in the other room?
No.
Oh, okay.
No?
I'm like, is she in
Is
the
that your
other
mom?
room?
That's not my mom.
Oh, okay. Oh, nice.
Matt, and somebody have a boyfriend named Matthew?
Matt, what's this?
Casey, Matthew Calabrese.
Oh my God, that's my friend.
But he thinks he's your boyfriend. Can we straighten that out right now?
Because he's like, yeah, Casey, and I'm like, oh, it must be your boyfriend. Just
You gotta clear that up. You gotta clear that up.
texting gets confusing.
Hi.
Olivia Cosgrove.
Yeah, that's my friend. She's on my team.
Definitely giving you guys a shout out. Matthew, Sarah Danowski.
Yeah, that's my friend Sarah. She's on my team.
You have a lot of friends.
Casey's very
Liam
lucky.
McIntyre
Yeah,
and Jess
football player?
Jess
Who's Liam?
Marisro.
Jess.
Marisro and Sammy Filippi.
Yes.
So all these people, I just want to let you know
Yeah,
they're all
they're all
watching. Got it. But we do have one question. So the question is from, hold on, let me go back. Dawn Dawson. Anybody know her? She wants to know from the three of you, each one, who has been your biggest inspiration? It doesn't have to be in the lacrosse world. It could be your mother, father, parent, whatever. But it could be Mike Winkoff, right? But yeah, who's your biggest inspiration?
Mine's definitely Cliff Sobel.
There's so many. Like, I know when I was younger, when I was in 7th grade, I played with Sam Jacqueline.
Yeah.
You guys know her. Yeah, and she was actually on the U19 USA.
ND, right? She's got
Yeah, she's
ND.
at Notre Dame. She's
right.
senior right now at Notre Dame.
Goalie,
so-
no?
Yeah. Yeah, and so we played on the same team, and I would always see her up at the turf before practice, like on Saturdays, just up there, like running and training for the U19 team. And I knew I was like, that's what I want to do. And like seeing like that she was able to accomplish that, I knew I had to work just as hard as she did. And I think that was like a big inspiration for me in a way. Like watching her take those steps, I knew like that's exactly what I wanted to do.
Didn't you bring your stick like everywhere?
Me? Oh yeah, I actually
Didn't you invent the stick holder in the backpack? I heard.
Yes, no, so what happened was, when I was younger, I don't know why, like I was a weirdo, I think, but I was in 7th grade when we were going to county championship against Sabo. that night I was like, you know what? I'm like, I want to sleep with my stick. Yeah, so I bring my stick with me upstairs, tuck it under the covers, sleep with it, and the next day in school I brought my stick to every class with me, put it on the desk, I was like, can I just bring my stick for good luck? And they're like, yeah. So I did it every year since on counties, yeah.
And now you still do it.
Well, I didn't last year, but I mean it worked.
Should
so
bring it back, yeah.
I don't know, we'll see. I should bring it
back.
back, yeah.
How about you, Belle?
For me, so mine's kind of the same thing. Sam Apuzzo, I played against her in high school, and she's at BC now. And I think for me, not only is she an amazing player, she's one of the best player in the world, but also because I played her in high school and I've known her for a while because she played with my sisters, she's probably the kindest, most humble player I've also ever met. So to have that and to look up to her, going to BC, playing her in high school, that's just a really cool thing for me. So I always kind of strive to be like her.
My inspiration is probably my brother. My other brother's probably gonna get mad, sorry, Thomas. Yeah, my older brother Steven, I mean, he's been with me through it all. He really got me. He's just a great role model leader. Everything about him, I really look up to him. And he's just an amazing person and really a great older brother. And honestly, a really best friend. But
Is he 21?
what? Yeah, he's 22, I think.
Okay,
I'm
gonna buy him a beer.
He just got and he's got awarded captain.
Captain, right?
Yeah,
So he's
captain.
captain,
Yeah, he's
Franklin and
captain.
Marshall.
Franklin and Marshall, yeah.
That's awesome.
So it's good, big year for him.
Oh, wait, so did you guys know who Dawn Dawson was?
No.
So it's Casey's mother's friend.
Oh.
So there you go. And she said she's very proud. Yeah,
Great question, Dawn.
yeah.
Thank you, Dawn. That was a
Thank
great
you, Dawn.
question. Well, I mean, obviously, I think this is something that the whole lacrosse community should kind of rally around. Now, the games are this summer, correct?
Yep, August.
And they're in Canada, right?
And early, next,
I think it's
Where is it? In west or east coast of Canada?
I think it's like northern Canada, right? I don't know. I think it's near Ontario. What is it?
Ontario is east.
I think it's
Have you families? I guess they don't make plans because they still cut you down to 18.
Yeah, so we have to wait.
Gotcha. And you never know. God forbid somebody gets injured or something.
That's what I was
like that. I remember when your year was in British Columbia.
yeah, Vancouver.
Last 4 years ago, I was in Scotland.
Ooh, that would have been cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet the Canadians. Yeah. Really? Oh, that's
Are
right.
you guys Bieber fans?
Big Bieber fan.
Okay.
The Believe tour. Oh my god. I had so much
What's your go-to music to crank you up for a game?
It's kind of weird. I kind of like country.
I was gonna say that, and I was scared that I was
Really? That pumps you up?
I'm more of like an inspirational music. I like the words more than like.
That's country.
I change. I do country.
For like warm-ups, like I love.
Yeah.
There was a picture.
Techno music.
Did we give him that picture of them dancing at the Palo Alto?
Oh, I
You didn't have that
I didn't
picture? There was a picture with you guys like running around a circle or something.
That was Katie getting the team pumped up, right?
Oh, that was in Baltimore?
Classic, yeah. So.
Oh, after they picked the
What was the fall
30.
classic?
Yes.
That was.
Yeah. So the fall classic was our first training weekend together. So that was October. Yeah, early October, I think. Yeah. You know, gotta get the team pumped. Gotta get. Yeah.
literally every single time we play, like she hypes you up so much that like I gain more confidence from like so always saying something. You always hear her and she's always like cheering you on no matter like what's happening in the game. Like I know that's awesome. It's like great energy.
It's so important.
Yeah.
Good teammates.
Love for the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the love of the game is right. I think right here you're seeing
A lot of love. A lot of love.
this greatness sitting beside us.
Yeah.
Hey, Clark.
Yes. Sorry.
So, sorry, just went blank. So, Elliot Abbs, he wants to know what made you actually love the game of lacrosse and what made you want to continue to play it and want to play it in college.
Yeah.
For me, it's kind of different because I'm a 3-sport athlete, so I've kind of experienced all different sports, and with lacrosse, I feel like you grow as a player the more you play, but you also grow as a person, and that's something that really I connected with well, especially when you played in college. You kind of just, you see where that can bring you in the future, and I think that's a big part of it. So not only can you get better as a player, but as a person, especially like these are two of my best friends, and I would have never met them if it wasn't for lacrosse. So just with building connections and relationships, I think that's a really big part of it for me.
You feel that same, like when you play other sports, that same connection makes you also love the sports you play?
Every sport, I think, definitely has an impact.
You just had a big day in a basketball game. I saw that.
Yeah, you went.
John Glenn. Yeah. News 12 was there.
You have a triple-double? What?
Yeah.
What position do you play in hoops?
I'm point guard.
You don't hang from the rim, do you?
I don't have a word. I gotta work on.
Don't you think, though, playing multiple sports helps you when you pick up your stick?
So much. Especially for me, like, I like having a break too, so to have all 3 sports is so nice because each season you almost get more excited for the next season because it's something different. So different. Volleyball is like nothing like basketball and lacrosse are a lot of like. Tennis is different too.
No, I'm similar.
Singles, doubles,
Yeah.
you feel that?
My mom played football.
It's in the fall, tennis?
Yeah. Our season's full, yeah. Oh, yeah, our season's full. And then I do track in the winter, but I didn't do it this year because U19, I didn't want to hurt myself or anything. But,
it's stuff going on.
Yeah. But love tennis.
Did they fly you out on the USA plane like Trump's plane? Is that the
No, we flew American Airlines, right? American.
You just planned it?
Did you guys plan it all together?
Yeah.
All the Long Island girls? Did Hannah go with you guys too?
No. Yeah.
Was like Team England like actually like British?
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh, no, it was actually
American?
amazing. Yeah, so I remember we were standing at the bathroom and we're like just chilling, like, yeah, we're getting ready for our game, and all of a sudden they came up behind us and they were eating like Cheerios. What were they eating? I don't even know. But yeah, their accents were so unique, and then it was so cool. It was so like thick. I don't know. It was like
The girls taking the draw.
It was like real.
And she's like, come on, Tilly, get the ball. And we're all like,
Were they good?
Yeah, they were good. They're so big and aggressive.
Yeah, I saw a little bit.
Yeah.
Who else did you play? You played them?
Japan. And something I noticed is every team was so good, like Japan and England, and every country plays so different. Like the way Japan played, I didn't even know you could play lacrosse like that.
How'd
And
they play?
It was more like.
Yeah.
So there's this game called Lacrosse Frisbee. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So Lacrosse Frisbee we play it for Legacy. Ryan Keck, you guys know, he was on. So he plays it. Yeah, Bayport coach. He plays it with us all the time at Legacy. So the game is you can't take more than 3 steps. So it's 1, 2, 3. You pass it off, and that's it. And you just go around. Whoever scores the most wins. So that was pretty much Japan's game. I feel like they just did a couple of steps so quick.
It'd be like
So
in the air and like move it. I'm like, yeah. How do you just do that?
Was it close? Or you beat them pretty good?
I think we beat them. Yeah.
You smacked them. And that was the Japan team that's going to be.
That was the national team. So
Wow.
The senior team. And then England, we won too, right? Yeah.
Was it close against?
18-8, 19-8.
So it's going to be you in Canada again. Do you know
Every
any?
team's good.
Do you guys know any Canadian players in the women's game? You ever play against them?
There's definitely some.
Yeah. I know.
Canadian players play
In the
I know,
college.
Selena Lasota. I know she plays for Northwestern. She was on the U19 team 4 years ago for Canada.
Yeah, against the U.S. team. And
Yeah.
the U.S. team lost.
Because they played them tough when they last time.
Yeah, they lost. Yeah, U.S. lost by 1. Yeah.
So they didn't win the gold last year.
Nope. I got.
So you got to bring it back.
So we're hoping.
It's gold or nothing, Cor.
Yeah, we're not.
It's just the American. It's the American way. It's gold or nothing.
I have a question for you ladies. So you're at this point, you're going off to college in the next year or 2 years or whatever. What is it that you want to be? Do you guys want to stay in the sports world and maybe become a coach and coach for a college or something, or do you want to do something else? So what is it that each one of you desire to be?
I don't know what I want to be yet.
Well, I had to start like looking into that obviously because I'm going to college next year. Obviously, it'd be great to like stay with the sport like of lacrosse and like coach and everything. But I was actually looking towards like business and finance in a way, because Notre Dame has like one of the top, like their business schools in the top 5 in like in the country, and so like and just having the connection with lacrosse and then like playing a D1 sport there and being a part of that program, which I applied to, so we'll see. But
Would you apply to business school?
Yeah, I did that with like my normal application that I like also applied to the business school. But yeah, so I was thinking more towards business and finance because like I love math and I love doing stuff like that. But
Are you analytical?
yeah.
You'll do well there.
Thank you. But yeah, also like coaching and everything would be great too. I just also want to like balance both, you know, in a way,
Sure.
like being able to like be a part of lacrosse and then also having a, you know.
By the time you guys graduate and the pro league will
There's
blossom,
gonna be a lot. Yeah.
you can do both.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Right? In a couple of years? Or then what is it?
Yep. So what is that? That's 9 years from now?
Yeah.
You guys will be 26. You'll be prime.
Yeah. A couple of years out of
Girls in the
college.
Olympics.
Yeah,
That'd
don't
be
forget
awesome.
about us when you're like in the Olympics.
The Olympic
Shout out to
clothing is
BYG.
made by Polo. It's the coolest
Oh
stuff.
my God.
The coolest stuff.
I love Polo Cologne.
Coach. Polo cologne.
I love it.
It's funny.
Is that your
Used to wear
boyfriend's
it.
clone?
Are you serious?
Yeah, she steals it.
Shout out to the Polo boy.
I really don't know what I want to do yet
That's good though.
at all.
What do you like?
What do you like?
You like playing
This is
sports?
my problem is I have so many things that I'm interested in that I haven't really made a decision.
That's okay.
So
You're only a junior in high school.
yeah, exactly. So I think the nice thing about even having a sport is once you get there, you know your work ethic, you know what you like, you can figure out what you don't like, and then you can kind of go from there, which is pretty cool.
Disa, what are you doing?
I don't really know. I mean, I haven't thought about it. Maybe business. I don't know. I mentioned nutrition, but I don't know if I want to do that for. But I know,
Maybe
yeah, exactly. Maybe I'll come work for you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, come for us.
You could intern with us, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
No problem.
You can work for the X Factor.
Yeah.
Oh
They got a
yeah.
good thing going over there.
100%.
They're killing it.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Things to come. Yeah.
There's no rush to decide what you want to do.
No, yeah, not at all.
I didn't start doing this till I was 40. I mean,
Exactly.
I coached my whole life, but
Yeah.
And one more question from Liam.
Internship opportunity.
Oh, okay, good. I'll be there.
I was doing
Like
math.
the
Count me in.
Right? Disa's she's definitely.
yeah.
We hire
wants
just
to-
every summer 4 male, 4 female interns, and typically they study business and sports management.
Oh, okay.
So our program helps them we do like event management, we do event prep, social media, we plan the goat party, which you guys will obviously
Oh
be a
yes,
part of.
yeah.
That's a huge
That was
part.
so. I wear them all the time. All the time. They're
It's
on.
just wait till this year.
Wait till
We got
this
some
year.
Oh, is
crazy-
it? I was looking at something.
Photo
Did you
booth.
guys put? Yes. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
And the senior, we're adding the senior exceptional
We're doing
game.
a
Oh.
exceptional.
That's so fun.
24 Nassau goats, 24 Suffolk, fuck me, right? Suffolk goats. We can bleep that later. Sorry. Playing each other, and it's going to be hopefully the same night as the boys'
Yeah.
exceptional game.
Wow.
You guys can cheer each other. Yeah,
We'll bring the
huge
posters.
Choma head
Yeah.
we're going to bring to the game.
It's gonna be cool. What we're trying to do is we're trying to get more eyes to the boys and the girls game on Long Island. I mean, obviously we're biased that we think Long Island is the mecca of lacrosse. We all know that there's great lacrosse everywhere.
Yeah.
But the reality is, nobody out there, more people need to know. More people need to know about you three and then all the hundreds of girls that you play with and grew up with.
And like the unfortunate reality of it is they're not just like saying, okay, we're not going to practice tonight. We're going to go to the ESM West Bab game, unfortunately, which we're going to try to change because I think there's more benefit to watching that game than practicing that night with your girls in so many ways.
Yeah. Watching is
Totally. And yep, no doubt. And if that's not going to happen, then we're going to live stream it and blast it to people and make sure they see it online because that's the second best
That's
thing.
where Cliffy comes
And
in.
that's Cliff's the man. Same thing with Frank and Joe, obviously.
Joe's the lighting guy. See how
Lighting.
beautiful the lights are?
gorgeous.
Lori's the glue.
I like the little lanterns. Yeah. Very festive.
Yeah.
Interior decorator.
And you did a great job in here. And we just want to make sure, and more importantly is, as you guys know, the impact that you have when you were out in Stanford signing autographs to that little girl. There is a little girl that you signed for that is going to someday be sitting in your seat and saying, this is why I wanted to be great.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's important.
And those girls too they're gonna follow you. Like when you go off next year to ND, like you just got probably a couple more ND lacrosse fans And like that's a ripple effect. That's something you start to notice when you get to college. Like all the little things you do, you're building something that's actually greater than yourself. Yeah, it grows the game, your school, right? The brand, and it's a pretty cool thing to be part of. It's one of the best things about college sports, I think.
Laura's got a question?
Yeah.
It was Liam. He wants to know why West Hampton always beats him in football. This question is, can you ask, can you ask Kasey? Can you,
That
sorry,
question's for Kasey.
Can you ask Kasey why West Hampton always beats him in football?
Okay, it's because of Liam.
Is he
That's why.
Is he one of the stars of the West Hampton team?
Yeah.
Why do football guys have such big egos?
Yeah, Liam.
Yeah,
Liam,
especially
we
Liam.
don't even know who you are.
We're talking about the girl, and you got to jump in.
Wait, let's talk about
All right,
this.
spell it right.
First off, Liam, we're not even talking about you or the guys right now. We're talking about girls and how awesome they are at lacrosse.
Oh my God.
Exactly.
I mean,
Everybody should realize right now
That's so funny.
why men should shut up and
Yeah,
let the girls have the
this is
floor.
not their night. It's not even close to it.
Still watching.
Yeah.
Yeah, you think he's going to turn it off? Yeah. As long as we keep saying Liam, he stays on.
Yeah, keep saying his name.
He's going to be cutting it up, putting it on his Instagram.
So funny. Of me saying it. That's
Do you know
funny.
him? You know this guy?
Well, Belle's really good friends with him.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Through Belle.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Do you guys socialize with each other's social networks?
For sure.
Our schools?
Not your
Talking
school.
about our
Yes, I
schools?
know that.
We're
I know
rivals,
that.
but we're actually such good friends.
Good friends.
Yeah. Like
When
we
you say you're
practice-
rivals, though, in lacrosse,
No.
you're B, you're C.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like
In football, you're
everything else.
not?
No. Yeah.
Got it.
But
It has to do with
that-
boys and girls, how many in each class.
Yeah.
I think it's just because our schools are so close together. We're only
Yeah.
like 10 minutes apart that everyone kind of knows each other. So
Yeah.
it gets competitive sometimes.
Do you go to parties at ESM and ESM go to parties at
yeah.
West Hampton?
They're kicked out a
Really?
few times,
Yeah.
but
That's got to get a little
What,
funky.
girlfriend?
It gets a little funky?
it's fun though.
Yeah.
All in all, I get to see Kasey.
Boys get a little fired up, right?
Oh yeah.
The girls don't get that way, though, right?
They do.
The girls get ugly?
Yeah, sometimes.
Ah. Well, I mean,
When they come to like our...
yeah?
I don't want to talk.
Yeah.
Back to the cross
It's fun.
Well, the biggest rivalry in the Bees is definitely ESM and West Bath, but now
And now
WI's in.
Iceland.
West, I'm telling you, don't sleep on that girl.
With Jaden's on our. She was on our Under Armour team. She's going to
She's
Stony
good.
Brook. She's awesome.
She's so cool too.
She's great. She's great. I've been following her career, absolutely.
You got a friends from all over Long Island, right, Diso? Because of just going to St. Anthony's?
Yeah, everywhere. Hamptons, Montauk, Queens. We have a couple in the city, which is kind of rare. But
Really?
yeah, everywhere.
Yeah, it's
good.
wild.
Okay, so
where are
Liam's
most of
freaking
the
out
laps
right
this
now.
week?
He's freaking.
Good, let him freak.
Liam, you
He
started.
said it was just a joke. He said it's just a joke. Yeah. Yeah.
Tell him he's not invited to the party.
Who's Q-Tip?
Oh, Quintin. Q-tip.
What does that mean?
R.I.P.
He's oh yeah, I'll talk about it. Q-tip was our like rubber chicken. It makes no sense, but we bring him everywhere with us, like every game, every practice. He was on the FLG, right? He
Oh,
made
yeah.
the page.
Yeah, he made it. He's
Yeah.
the man. Q-tip.
Remember him? He was like the
Little
rubber
rubber chicken?
chicken that we would like. He does all the celebrations.
Oh,
Yeah, they run
yeah,
everywhere.
yeah.
Yeah, and we would bring him around like during school, practices, games, make him
Who
do like
started
sideline
that?
celebrations. I'm
You
pretty
guys
sure
have some good celebrations, by the
we
way.
do have good celebrations. Yeah, we would practice ourselves, like say like we're doing
I
a
noticed
drill.
that at the Brainsford Games, how good you have a great sideline.
Oh, the best sideline.
That should be taught.
We got to do top 10 sidelines.
Oh,
this year.
we're not.
Yeah,
Great.
No,
we gotta
our
do it.
sideline is so great. They're so intense and like they pump us up so much. Like even though say they may not be getting in the game, they're like the energy that they bring is so important to our
The
game.
backup goalie, I remember getting pretty crazy.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Remember your backup goalie getting
Everyone
really
would
crazy?
get crazy. Yeah.
I think that's cool, though.
It's awesome. They're so good.
I've been to games and like, I don't have a, as long as it's not derogatory to the other team, as long as it's just celebrating your
Yeah, Thorne would never let us do anything
No.
like,
Yeah.
we just do like, we would do, what was it, like we would bench press. We'd
Yeah,
do
yeah.
the bicycle.
Yeah.
Yeah, the swimmies, we used to do that a couple of years ago. Yeah, it's great. They're
So I noticed on some of your t-shirts last year, empty the tank. What does that mean? Is that your motto? Team
Yeah,
motto?
it was like every year we have like most like you guys, right? I have them too, like yeah. So just empty the tank, like put everything you have out there, like
Love it on the
finish
field.
Yeah, everything. Yeah. And also because like yeah, we're the Sharks, like a Shark Tank, you know.
Oh, gotcha.
Kinda like,
I didn't even think about that.
yeah.
So now, last year, I didn't get to see the game, but I watched it on TV. The West Bab ESM championship game, they were shutting you the whole game.
Yeah.
And you got that 8-meter to win it.
Yeah.
How'd that feel?
Oh,
You still think about that like every day?
I remember it like I remember it like Thorne looked at me. I can't say what she said because it's
Yeah.
not.
We know what she said.
We don't need to know. It's fine.
And she was like, "Do you want to win the game?" And obviously I'm like, "Yeah." So and then she was like, "All right, like win the game for us." I was like, "Okay," and like obviously like
The rest
just had-
was
She
history.
just gave me that look, and like I can't tell you what she said, but
my
like
God.
it was like
So Becky Thorne, just so you know, one of my favorite things of doing the String King games of the week
Got chills.
is I get to sit. He does, most of the work. I stand in the box, so I get to watch the coach's coach. I love that because I'm a coach by nature. Only one school, we're gonna leave them nameless, wouldn't let me in the box. But I stand back. But I get to see Becky go at it, and I see whoever you were playing in Braiders games, you crushed them.
you were in the box. You said something to me.
Yeah, of course I
Yes,
did.
Yes,
I had to get you pumped up.
Yeah, you did. You
I'm
did.
so.
You were the guy in handcuffs getting
No, yeah, you
escorted
pumped
out.
me up.
Yeah.
I had a penalty. I was
Yeah.
in the box. He said to me, "You're gonna get another one." I was like,
He had like 5 or 6 that day. So anyway, I love that, but I watched Becky coach, and I got to talk about Becky, and I told this to her when you guys came to the office. She's Bill Tierney, the Denver coach, in a woman. She coaches. Yeah, well, she's intense. He's intense. But it doesn't matter if it's 4-4 or 17-4 you're winning. She coaches the same intensity. I love that.
yeah, it's great.
And she coaches everybody.
Great, everyone. Yeah,
Which is cool.
So great. Yeah, she always like, and she knows like she is so intense, which gets us so fired up. But say she pulls you out for something, she'll be like, "Look, tell you everything you need to know, get you back in there, and like fix it up in 2 seconds." And it's really like important that she does that. And even though everyone's all riled up, like she'll calm down and like talk to you about something like important, and then get back in there and like pick up the intensity like right away, which is so important and is like really good.
We're going to do a thing in the magazine, best social media handles in the high school game.
Yeah.
But it's got to be direct lacrosse. It can't be like your whole high school.
Yeah, we're not doing
It's got to be like the West Hampton, the St. Anthony's Lax.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we have
I think we have one too.
Yeah.
is it good?
No. No,
Yeah,
Thorne
West
runs ours.
Hampton's Your son's is solid. You guys
You
are
think
pretty
so?
good.
All right, we have to spice it up.
Well, you'll see what else is out there. So you'll.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
all relative, right?
Yeah.
We literally spent hours looking at every single.
There's lots of comments.
Yeah.
Yeah? Do they want to ask
Anything
questions?
we're bringing up?
How do you all practice to be creative in games?
That's a great question. Diso, take this one. Because like creativity.
Creativity. I would say tons of wall ball. I think wall ball is a huge thing of lacrosse. I think your stick skills can never stop improving, and I think that's a really big thing that people don't take advantage of. And shooting, spending time in the backyard. I think people underestimate the backyard. I
Yes.
always am in my backyard, like 24/7. I think that's a huge thing. Just shooting, wall ball, everything you can really do. Getting extra reps in, taking that extra sprint, and I think. Just going the extra mile with everything, do behind the backs, do around the worlds, go outside of your comfort zone, and a lot of girls don't do that. A lot just catch and throw on the wall for an hour and a half, but you want to go outside of your comfort zone and really get comfortable with your stick, so I think that's a big thing.
Clip. We got to clip that and we got to repurpose that.
Yeah, that's huge.
That was
Huge.
That was beautiful.
All right. Everybody leave $1 when you leave.
Yeah, you got to throw more money at this thing.
Any other questions before we
No,
let
no
these
questions.
girls
Just,
go?
they have a lot of fans. It's obvious. Obviously, Kasey has a problem with keeping her goggles on.
Oh!
Who said that? This is a major problem.
Why, they come off?
How many times did they come off in the England game? Probably like 6 or 7.
At one time, it was like
I have
Olivia.
a picture of it. It's a pretty good picture.
I want to say your quote-unquote friend, Olivia Cosgrove. Yes.
Shout out to Liv Cosgrove.
Oh my God! Every single game I played, like 3 times it happened against England, and just during my high school season, roughly around 3 times every game, my goggles just come off, and I tighten them so hard too, but just always come off.
Aggressive
Maybe it's the
play.
Maybe it's my
hairstyle.
head, or maybe my head.
Yeah. You have a pretty like oval.
I do. I have a round head. I do.
Oh, it's like
That's why.
it's a nice shape. But maybe it just doesn't fit the. What kind of goggles you have?
Oh, the
That's good.
STX ones. What are the ones that we use for USA?
Who sponsors USA? STX.
Yeah, so you got Nike. So those are Nike
All
shirts.
Nikes?
That's sick.
And then these sneakers. Like,
What you got those sneakers?
yeah.
Did they give you the Vans too?
No.
Oh, that would be cool. No, that's all right. So what other gear did you get besides
Good
t-shirts?
swag?
And like,
Got long sleeves, short sleeves. No, 4 short sleeves.
Oh, yeah.
7.
Obviously our pennies. We have our shoes, 3 pairs of shorts, our sneakers, our turfs, our cleats, goggles, mouthpiece, sticks.
what type of stick? STX.
Or you could choose. You could choose between STX or Brine. It was like whatever preference.
Gotcha.
Sweatshirts. Oh, the
Rain
full,
gear?
like the
Get some
full
rain
on
gear?
rain gear, the full on like warm up jackets and sweats.
We have something just like this, 3/4.
Like yeah, it's like the exact same thing. We could have just
Should have asked what you didn't get.
Oh,
The dry
socks,
fits? Dry fits?
sports bras, spandex.
Let's go.
Yeah, it was awesome.
U.S. Lacrosse. You guys are
Shout
stepping it
out.
up. Yeah.
Well, Nike hooks you up.
Yeah, Nike's good.
One thing for every day of the year.
Who sponsors Notre Dame? Under Armour. Who sponsors
You got nice
DC?
gear though.
Under Armour.
Under Armour. Duke's Nike.
Duke's Nike. Duke's got nice.
Did you meet Coach K yet? K.
No, I haven't. I know. I'm hoping like when I go down for a camp, he's gonna be like walking around and be like, oh, okay.
I went to a Duke basketball game when I was like 10. I was obsessed with Duke. I went to a Duke basketball game.
Nice. That's a cool spot to watch
Yeah.
hoops.
It was awesome.
Corey was a big JJ Redick fan
Yeah.
growing up.
I went down with my wife. We went to see them play Clemson. That was cool.
And Cameron.
Yeah, Cameron Indoor.
That was like his 22nd birthday gift.
Yeah. Coach K like controls the crowd. It's crazy what he does.
All right, well, we gotta go, so we'll have to say goodbye to our.
Yeah, unfortunately. Well, we hope you enjoyed the show tonight. These are
Yeah, that was
good, right? You guys did great.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah, and you got to get used to this. It's gonna you're gonna get more of this press.
Exactly.
And remember, don't forget about us in
Don't
2028
forget
games.
Hashtag us.
Hashtag. We just taught him
He
what
just
that
told me
was.
what hashtag was.
He's all excited about it. I know.
Like, how do you describe a hashtag?
So before he was like, so we were looking at it. It was like, oh, he's like, this guy's got 1.5 million followers. I was like, oh wow, like who is this guy in lacrosse? And at the top it said hashtag lacrosse, and I was like, well, anyone that posted something that hashtag lacrosse, it all comes together into one
Now I
little
understand it.
stream of posts. But he was like, who's this
That's why
guy?
FLG's
Yeah.
been lining up all the hashtags lately.
Yeah.
That's it.
Every post is like 20 hashtags.
Did you see all the powerful women? We put all the powerful
Yeah.
women.
You like that?
We did that on
In that
purpose.
category, I was like, okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? Did you do Condoleezza Rice or whatever?
No, I forgot her actually. I should have.
Hamilton I saw up there.
Yup. We got some powerful.
Yeah.
No, I didn't do the athlete. These are.
I know. Don't
these
do
are
the
athletes.
Kardashians. That bothers me.
We don't get there. But anyway, so we'll see everyone next week. We got
What do we got going on next week?
Road Tour's not next week, right?
No, the week after.
Yeah.
The road tour's on with Stevie.
So next week we got a special guest coming from Frogs Lacrosse.
Oh, we got a guy coming from Minnesota.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, growing the game.
Yeah. Yeah. His
Growing the game, that's the motto.
hashtag.
Hashtag growing the game.
How many followers grow the game got?
So wait, let's talk about this before we head out. We got a minute. We're actually overtime, but where can people follow like all the good stuff that you're doing with your high school team and playing on Team USA? Are you cool? Maybe giving out like what your Instagram is or Twitter or your team Instagram? Like, talk to us about where we can follow
Okay,
you.
my Instagram is Belle Smith __. Our high school team is WH Beach Lax, and then US Lacrosse is USA _W Lax.
Cool.
So follow all of those.
Does Diso want? Diso doesn't need any more followers.
Love to. I like the extra follow. My Instagram, follow back always. My Instagram is Katie _Desimone. St. Anthony's, I think it's St. Anthony's Lacrosse, maybe? Friars Women's Lacrosse? I don't really know.
Obviously, they're not winning in the top 10.
Yeah.
St. Anthony's was not in the top 10.
Yeah, no, we have our costumes up there from our Or egg thunder. Those are painful. But yeah, that's it. USA, yeah, women's lacrosse.
What's Choma's?
I'm just Kasey Choma.
With a K?
Yeah, with a K. No C. Yeah. Kasey
Two
with a
Y's,
K.
one Y.
Oh, it's 2 A's at the end.
Oh, 2 A's at the
Even
end.
though, because someone, I
Choma's
guess,
2
made
A's.
an account.
Isn't it?
Someone took your name?
Yeah, I'm just CHOMA, but I guess someone had that, which is kind of rare. But so I had to put 2 A's. Yeah. So Kasey Choma with 2 A's. And our, oh my God, I don't know. I think it's
like
ESMGVL.
ESMGVL
right?
Lax.
Yeah, ESMGVL Lax.
Yeah.
So follow us.
Just ask Corey. He knows all the girls.
Yeah, well, we were doing the top 10, so we were going through all of them. Alexa did a great job with that. She put the articles, together. But we hope you like
we
it.
want to say
Alright, cool.
thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah, of course.
Keep
Yeah.
crushing it.
And we wish you
We'll
guys
see you
the best.
again. All your shrinking games of the week. We get to watch you play live. We haven't even seen you play yet, Belle, live. We've never seen you play in person.
No, just on tape.
We're very excited.
Yeah,
Your
you better
sophomore
kiss
highlights
it.
were cool.
You better be Hurricane on Al.
Yeah. I want like 6 goals.
He's a good man.
Hurricane Al, it's happening.
It's coming.
It's coming.
Coming to Mount Sinai.
Category 5.
This spring.
We're bringing the flag.
All right, Frankie, run the credits, baby. See you in a week.
Bye.